Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the news postcard on TayNinhTV with some last events in our province as well as nationwide. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, up to now we can call the 4 resolutions of the Police Bureau, including the resolution number 57 on the breakthroughs in science, technology development, innovation, and the national digital transformation. The resolution number 59 on international integration in the new situation. Resolution number 68 on private economic development, and Resolution number 66 on innovation in lawmaking and enforcement to meet the requirements of the national development in the new era as the 4 pillars to help us take off. And that was the emphasis of the General Secretary Tolam at the National Conference to disseminate and implement the Resolution number 66 and 68 of the Bureau held on the morning of May the 18th. The General Secretary Tolam affirmed the 4 major resolutions of the Police Bureau have together created a unified whole in strategic thinking and action for the country's development in the new era. Although each resolution focuses on a key area, they are closely linked, commenting and promoting each other in the process of understanding and organizing implementation. The General Secretary called on the entire political system, the entire party, the entire people, and the entire army to join hands, unite, overcome all differences, and turn aspiration into actions, turn potential into real strength, together bring our country into a new era, the era of development, prosperity, and strength of the Vietnamese people. The General Secretary emphasized that 2025 is the pivotal year opening a new era, whilst the goal of becoming a developed country is only 2 decades away. And if we do not keep up with the pace of reform and do not raise the breakthroughs right now, we will miss the golden opportunity and fall behind the global race. And therefore, regarding the urgent tasks in 2025, the General Secretary said that the tasks need to be implemented quickly, methodically, and substantially, taking into effectiveness as the evaluation criteria, and the entire political system urgently implement a key task. The General Secretary Tolam believes that Vietnam will continue to make steady progress on the path of rapid and sustainable development.
On May 18, the Provincial Police organized for Coalition Party members to attend a national online conference to disseminate and implement Resolution number 66 of the Police Bureau on innovation in lawmaking and enforcement to meet the requirements of national development in the new period, and Resolution number 68 of the Police Bureau on private economic development. Major General Nguyễn Văn Trải, Party Secretary of the Provincial Police, chaired the conference at the Provincial Police Bridgeport. Speaking at the conference, General Secretary Tolam emphasized the important significance of innovating thinking about building a rule of law state, organizing law enforcement, as well as mobilizing and strongly developing the private economic sector as a strategic driving force for the country's socio-economic development. The General Secretary called on the entire political system, the entire party, the entire people, and the entire army to join hands, unite, overcome all difficulties, turn aspirations into actions, turn potential into real strength, to together bring our country into a new era, an era of development, prosperity, and strength of the Vietnamese nation.
And with the motto of going to every alley to knocking on every door, making advantage of the evenings and weekends in recent days, the Department of Administrative Police for Social Order of the Ninh Police has actively coordinated with the Commune Police to directly go to the people's homes to support the installation and provide comments on the draft amending and supplementing a number of articles of the 2013 Constitution on the VNEIT application. Recorded in Washington City, the Department of Administrative Police for the Social Order, in coordination with the officers and soldiers of World War Police, the city went to every neighborhood, every household, supporting the elderly who had difficulties when using the application, such as forgetting their passwords, not being identified, changing their phone number, etc. And these cases were all supported by the police officers and soldiers, ensuring their rights and obligations for citizens in building the Constitution.
Tân Châu District Association for the Promotion of Education had just held the ceremony to award Learning Never Ends scholarships to poor students and students in difficult circumstances and to reward excellent teachers and students of the province in the 2024-2025 school year. In this spirit, Tân Châu District Association for the Promotion of Education awarded 37 Learning Never Ends scholarships worth a total of 63 million Vietnam dong. In addition, 38 excellent students at the provincial level were also awarded, each receiving an amount from 500,000 Vietnam dong to 2 million Vietnam dong, and 10 excellent homeroom teachers at the provincial level, each receiving 1 million Vietnam dong. The total value of the scholarships this time is over 200 million Vietnam dong. The awarding of these scholarships and rewards contributes to motivating teachers and students to strive to teach well and study better in the new school year.
And as one of the 5 typical young people of the Ninh province to be honored at the 8th National Conference of Advanced Youth following uncohort teachings in 2025 taking place in Ho Chi Minh City. Ms. Nguyễn Thị Cúc, Secretary of Tân Biên District Youth Union, the Ninh province, is one of the typical examples of the sense of responsibility, courage, intelligence, and enthusiasm of a new age youth union official. Having been involved in the youth union for nearly 13 years, seeing courage and determination, not afraid of them days, Ms. Nguyễn Thị Cúc has affirmed herself through practical action and making significant contribution to the youth union work and the youth movement in the locality. And during her work, she and the District Youth Union Executive Committee have implemented many good models and practical solutions to educate and orient the development of local youth. And these models are all linked to the actual development needs and the role and thoughts of the young people in the border area, such as the border lesson model in 2024, the solution called Youth Perspective in 2024 also, and the solution promoting digital transformation in introducing historical and cultural relics, red addresses in 2023, and etc. In addition, under her leadership, Tân Biên District Youth Union has organized hundreds of youth projects and tasks of the great political and social significance. To become a female leader of the youth union, I have made a lot of effort and received guidance and enthusiasm from the previous generations, as well as encouragement from the colleagues. And the greatest encouragement is probably the maturity, achievements, and successes of the youth union core members and groups I have led. Since taking on the role of District Youth Union Secretary, Ms. Cúc has clearly identified that studying and following alcohol is not only a political task, but also a motto in life, a compass in the process of training, maturing, and working. Forging oneself before forging others, and she has forged her leadership mindset and built a model of youths who dare to think, dare to do, and are not afraid of mistakes, afraid of difficulties, and strive to overcome the difficulties also. Pioneering, exemplary, creative, and responsible are the first impressions I had when working with Ms. Cúc, and in the essence, she always upholds the spirit of solidarity, sets an example, and takes the lead in responding to activities launched by the Superior Union and the local party committee also. In particular, she always accompanies her colleagues in all activities from the smallest stages. In work and volunteer activities, she always demonstrates the sense of responsibility, enhances the role of a leader, and always manages well and implements volunteer movement well in the locality as well as in Tân Biên District Youth Union. And with her tireless efforts and dedication, Ms. Nguyễn Thị Cúc was awarded a certificate of merit by the Prime Minister for her outstanding achievements in studying and following alcohol, received the Lý Tự Trọng Award in 2005, a Noble Award for outstanding youth union official nationwide, and received many certificates of merit from the Central Executive Committee of the Youth Union and the People's Committee of the Ninh province. Won the title of Evaluation Fighter at the grassroots level for 5 consecutive years, and was proposed to be considered for the title of Evaluation Fighter at the provincial level. And according to information from the Central Youth Union, the 8th National Conference of Advanced Youth following alcohol teaching was held from May the 16th to May the 18th of 2025 in Ho Chi Minh City, with 444 official delegates who are the typical examples in various fields. and implementing the program supporting the youth entrepreneurship for the period of 2022 to 2030. The Provincial Youth Union has deployed many practical activities to promote the spirits of entrepreneurship among the young people. The Provincial Youth Union has organized propaganda activities and trainings and startup forums attracting thousands of the young people to participate. The program suggests the Youth Entrepreneurship Festival and the Creative Startup Projects Contest were widely organized. The Provincial Youth Union and the Grassroots Youth Unions have supported 456 young people to start businesses with a total capital of more than 7 billion Vietnam dong, and the startup projects are mainly in the fields of agriculture, environmental protection, and animal husbandry. Many OCB products implemented by the young people have been widely promoted.
The Ministry of Industry and Trade had just organized a consultation with members of the drafting committee and editorial team to develop a decree amending and supplementing Decree number 107, 2018 and Decree number 1, 2025 of the government on rice export business. This is an activity to seriously implement the Prime Minister's direction on ensuring balance of rice supply and demand in the context of complicated developments in the domestic and international markets. It is expected that on May 20, 2025, the Ministry of Industry and Trade will organize a conference to widely collect opinions from ministry branches, localities, relevant agencies, and the rice export business community in Midtown City, Tiền Giang Province. After fully synthesizing the comments, the Ministry of Industry and Trade will complete the draft and send the document to the Ministry of Justice for appraisal as a basis for submitting to the government for consideration and promulgation of the Decree number May 2025 on schedule.
Agricultural product prices have continuously dropped in recent times and causing many farmers in Tân Biên District and Province to fall into the rice tares and still are not enough to cover investment costs. Output is unstable. Agricultural growers do not know where to turn in the midst of a violent market. In mid-May, in Mokam Commune of Tân Biên District, many farming households are suffering heavy losses because agricultural product prices have fallen to terribly, and the best of squash, winter melon, and bitter melon, which used to the main source of income, now only cost from 2,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram to 5,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram, depending on the type. And the selling price is different every day, causing worries because they do not have enough money to cover the cost of fertilizer, pesticides, and care. The traders have to accept any prices because there is no stable place to buy. The price is too low. It must be at the price of 5,000 to break even, and 7,000 is a little profit, and 10,000 is a little more profit. And when the day comes to pick it, I inform the local traders to come and buy it. The price is only decided when the price is given, so I don't know what the market price is. I just listen to what the traders say. Not only for the low price, the people also have to face the situation of not being able to control the market price. Its crop season is a gamble and planting is easy, but the output is uncertain and making everyone, especially the farmers, worried about the losing money. And those with larger planting areas have heavier losses. If the price is this, the winning crop will lose at least 50% and the bad crop will lose for 100%. With the area is 1 hectare. Recently, the farmers and I hope that the price will stabilize at from 9 to 10,000 or more so that the growers and the farmers here can make a profit and continue growing. And we want the local government here to take care of the stable output for the farmers, to have a place to buy and stable prices for the people to feel secure. And our reporters also learn more from the perspective of the local government. The cause of the current difficulty is that the people's production is still spontaneous, lacking planning, and leading to passive output. Facing with this reality, the Mokam Commune has also proactively grasped the situation and is looking for sustainable solutions so that the people and the farmers can feel secure in sticking with agriculture. In the coming time, the country will also strengthen propaganda work to guide the people, especially the farmers, to grow crops with a high economic value. And besides that, it will also guide the people to concentrate on the one area. The commune also recommends that the above is to find a stable source of output for the people to feel secure in production, take better care of their family's life. The story in Morecambe Commune is not an isolated one. Low agricultural prices and unstable output are the common reality of many rural areas today. In order for the farmers to feel secure in sticking to their fields and the fields of farming, it is necessary to have linkages in production, cooperation from the government, functional agencies to purchasing enterprises, so that the growers and the farmers are no longer alone in the unstable and erratic market prices. And the Ministry of Health just sent an official dispatch to the People's Committee of Provinces and several cities directing competent agencies to launch a big period in May to combat the production and trade of the fake drugs, fake medicines and health protection foods and meal of unknown origin. The Ministry of Health requests the People's Committee of Provinces and several cities to continue launching a big period to combat and repel the crimes of smuggling, trade fraud, counterfeit goods, copyright infringement, and infringement of intellectual property rights from May the 15th of 2025 to June the 15th of 2025. The civil servants and public employees should be legally responsible if violations occur during the performance of their duties. And the chairman of the People's Committee of Provinces and Cities that shall be fully responsible to the Prime Minister if there is any production, business or sale of fake medicines, health protection foods, cosmetics or medical equipment in the area.
Commemorating the 135th birthday of President Ho Chi Minh on May 19 and responding to workers' men and demand of action on occupational safety and hygiene in 2025. On May 18, the Executive Committee of the Poly Vietnam Company Limited, trade union, coordinated with Oyo District Union to organize a relay race and resend gifts to workers in difficult circumstances. Ms. Phan Thị Hồng Đào, permanent vice chairwoman of the Provincial Labour Confederation, attended. The competition attracted 20 attempts to register for the relay race, creating a joyful and exciting atmosphere among union members, among union members, workers, and laborers. On this occasion, Poly Vietnam Company Limited presented 100 gifts to workers in difficult circumstances, each worth 500,000 Vietnam dong, funded by the Poly Vietnam Company Limited trade union.
And ladies and gentlemen, Ho Chi Minh has left a huge legacy for the national liberation movement and the anti-colonial struggle in the world also. Argentine scholar Gaston Fielder emphasized in an interview with a reporter in Buenos Aires.
Journalist and scholar Fielder recounted his impression and emotions when he joined the crowd to visit Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum and the father of the Vietnamese nation at the Baden Square. Ho Chi Minh is lying there resting at a very close distance. I saw him. A strong emotion welled up in me that cannot be expressed in words. And a small man, but he was one of the great men of the 20th century, not only for Vietnam, for Indochina, but also for all of the humanity. And today, the legacies of President Ho Chi Minh in building and developing the economy, constantly improving the material and spiritual life of the people still hold the truth. And the material and spiritual life of the Vietnamese people has improved significantly in recent years also. Today's young generation of Vietnam lives in the peace and freedom. I believe that the young people will accept the development part of the Vietnam in the future and will strive to build a strong country. Scholar Fielder affirmed that the President Ho Chi Minh devoted his entire life to the cause of the nation liberation, the social class liberation, and human liberation also, for the bright future of the Vietnamese people and progressive humanity in the world. And today's Vietnamese youth will be the one to follow in the footsteps of the previous and great legacy that the President Ho Chi Minh left behind.
And that's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.